Maybe we got to stop boomering and just get myself in the stream. What's going on? Arkasul's here, and Andy, what's going on? How's it going? How's it going? I got lunch. I'm hungry. It's a lunch stream, so I'm going to eat. You better believe I'm going to eat. So if you don't like eating, sorry. Listen, every now and then I get some time to get home, eat some food, and bring a little bit news this way. Listen, all I saw was that it was announced. My friend sent it to me. I'm hoping it's an actual trailer. I may have jumped the gun. I really hope it's a trailer. But like I said, we got some food here. I hope it's out. But I hope everyone's doing well. There's a lot of good stuff happening in the world. But every now and then we got to take a little bit of a lunch break and bring a little bit of something to the forefront. How is everyone doing? Mad, good to see you, man. Arkasul, always a pleasure. And Andy's in the house. I haven't seen Andy in forever. I think my show it runs too late for him, so he avoids the stream. Anywho, I've actually never even asked if you're male or female. So, because Andy could be a girl's name. But I hate, I don't want to just assume. Arkasul, good to see you, man. One of the channel ranches. Ooh, one of our ranches here. Wow. Guys, don't forget to like the stream. Share it with your friends if you like. We are I got a little tweet out. If you feel like retweeting the stream, please do. Holy shit, go away. But we're doing big things. We're doing big things. Ow. I gotta make sure this is a trailer, dude. It is. Holy shit. It is. It looks like it just dropped. This is one of the reasons I want to get in here and do this, because it just dropped. I'm seeing it right here. And stop calling you that? No, you use a ranch, man. It dropped a few days ago? Okay. It did drop a few days ago. Okay. So yeah, so the trailer's here. We're gonna have a look. I'm gonna just real quick eat some food. Lunch break streams are never that long, so we're gonna kind of get right down to it. Right, the two, and that's why the other reason I thought was like, oh, maybe it's Andy, like Anne. You're just it's a woman's name. I don't know. I like it though. Well, let's get this shit over with. Okay, hold on. We're going to watch it. But how's everyone doing? You guys doing well? We're doing well? I hope so. I really hope so. But yeah, we got to go over stuff like this because it's important. It's important to go over these things. I like being garbage. Just finished it. Okay. I can't wait. It's only a minute long. So black eyed peas with bacon. I'm eating Kahlua pork and brown rice with furikake and shoyu. Okay, let's take a look at this trailer for the 1619 project. This should be interesting. Do I want this one or this one? I feel like this one's a little better. We can move into the frame a little more. I fasted for I did an intermittent fast for about 17 hours. So I was hungry.
They say our people were born on the water.
Okay.
Like nothing had existed before.
The New York Times published.
Oh, so it's from the Nicole Hannah Jones, who is grifter extraordinaire.
The legacy of slavery.
We were told by virtue of our bondage, we could never be American. But it was by virtue of our bondage that we became the most American of all.
Six parts people
You
got to
cannot
suffer
tell
through.
the story of America without telling the story of Black America.
And to that I can agree. To that I can agree. Is anyone in disagreement here? Is anyone in disagreement? No, I don't think so.
We are the story of America. This is the 1619 Project.
Okay. There's not a whole lot to go through here necessarily. The problem is this. The problem is I disagree with the premise of the 1619 Project. Because like the issue here, let me just make sure I get this right. Okay. So just so we're clear on what the 1619 Project is and how it's defined via Wikipedia, it is to, oh wait, hold on, let me make sure I get it right. It was launched in August of 2019 to commemorate the 400th anniversary of the arrival of the first enslaved Africans in colonial Virginia. In 1619, a group of 20 captive Africans arrived in the Virginia colony. An English privateer operating under a Dutch letter of marque, White Lion, carried 20 to 30 Africans who had been captured in a joint African-Portuguese raids. Wow, so they, okay, against the kingdom of Ndongo in the modern day Angola, making it the landing of the Point Comfort in the English colony of Virginia. So this is they're trying to change up history and saying that this is how we need to look at America through, again, it's a critical race theory thing, right? So you have to look at history through the lens of race, and that's the only way this can be interpreted, because African people were enslaved at one point, they were brought here. This country is built on that. So I think that, I mean, history is history, right? However you want to break it down, that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the 1619 Project is what history is about. What I am saying is that, like, however you want to break it down, white history is history, black history is history, Jewish history is history. Like, whatever the history is, however this country, however you want to decide this country was founded, is history. Bottom line. That's what it is. It doesn't require a lens of race to look at it. We can't, it's not productive to look at it through a racial lens, because, I mean, as we all know, it just causes major division overall. What about the 1066 Project? The world completely and irrevocably changed when William the Bastard became William the Conqueror. Hey man, I'm not arguing that. We don't need to do that, for sure. I mean, again, history is history. The things that happened before, but what I just said is history, right? I don't need to say that that's a part of white history. It's just a part of history. The problem I have with something like the 1619 Project on Hulu is that, again, it brings CRT into this and mainlines it for people who are not fully aware. Now something like this becomes gospel to like academia or people's general idea of history, right? Which again, it's not to say this stuff didn't happen, but like, what if we had taken all of this and used it as a springboard to talk about the positive influences we've had over the past 300 years rather than the negative ones? Because couldn't we argue that the positive outcomes of everything have far outweighed the negative? I mean, I think we could argue that, but we don't want to because there's no money in that necessarily. Arkasul says, history is history. You cannot make something more or less important, and it will affect the minds of our future generations. Yeah, I'm not arguing that. I am in agreement that people, I think people who watch this show, I think it's going to be presented in a way that leans hard into the CRT aspect of things, and people are going to start, it's going to cause more division. I don't think a series like this is going to necessarily wake people up. I think it's going to be a cause for concern in the long run. You know, and again, this is the problem that everyone talks about when it comes to talking about history. Looking at history through a racial lens can be very detrimental to the overall narrative. I hate using that word. Affluent says, acknowledging history is great and necessary. Reframing it for divisive reasons is when things get nasty. Yeah, this is what I mean. And I think that's one of the byproducts you'll see from a series like the 1619 Project, because they're going to vilify people of a lighter melanin level. And people will sit here and laugh and they'll say, haha, it's, you had your time. It's over. You should have done better, do better in the future. When most of the people in this space have done nothing but try and be like inclusive in a real sort of way, and who have lived a good life and who have learned from the mistakes of the past. Heron says, you can make any group look like monsters if you portray them that way and focusing on the bad things they have done. Absolutely. Absolutely. Also, welcome in, everyone. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you for this afternoon. Derp, I saw Derp Nader came in as well. Derp Nader says, woo, lunchtime with Shags. Hail Shags and chat. Hail, brother. Arkasul continues saying, also, maybe play the trailer again. We've got new people in chat. Set the stage for what you're talking about. Sure. I have no problem playing it again. Let me bring it back here.
They say our people were born on the water. Like nothing had existed before.
Born on the water, like, oh, because they were on boats. That's what they mean.
The New York Times published
The 1619 Project. The legacy of slavery.
We were told by virtue of our bondage, we could never be American. But it was by virtue of our bondage that we became the most American of all. You cannot tell the story of America without telling the story of Black America. We are the story of America.
Like one of the big problems too is that no one likes to acknowledge the fact that the very same people they say are awful, like white supremacists. They've been trying to hold people down this entire time. Those very same people are the ones that are responsible for making this into what it is today, like making the world into what it is today. If America has always been a predominantly white institution, that institution eradicated one of the very worst institutions in the world. Like, make no mistake about it. The West, largely the United States, is the very first nation to eliminate slavery from its culture. What it did when it did it was not it was a very progressive thing that it did. It was not the norm. There were not people walking around in the time that we did do it saying we need to eradicate slavery. The West was very much the only people. Britain was the West. So Britain is a part of that. Britain is a part of that. Like Western nations would be a part of that.
This is the 1619 Project.
So everyone gets the chance to see that come January 26th. Yes, the British they did outlaw it first. What I'm saying is at the time, it was not something that was being heralded as something that needed to be done immediately. The West was the first to start doing it. And actually, I did know that, Heron. I was reading something recently about that very thing. What is that? That was weird. So yeah, it's a lot. People just don't realize. People don't realize what has really been going on. And again, there's a way to tell this story without demonizing an entire group of people. And that's the issue. Was slavery present in the United States when it was founded? Yes. Like 90% of the world, 95% of the world at the time. It doesn't make it right. The problem with the 1619 Project is that it applies modern day morals and ethics to a time that it's not even comparable. Unfortunately, yes, as you just said, as I was about to say it, unfortunately, slavery is a human institution going back to prehistory. And it's never been a racial thing. This is something that Soul talks about a lot. It's never been a racial thing. It's always been a power thing, like a class thing. So not a power thing. Of course, it's a power thing. It's more predominant in a class, like class. Like the class above is always enslaving the lower class in one way or another. So, saying that slavery is a uniquely American institution is intellectually dishonest on some of the greatest levels. And it helps nobody, right? This story, the 1619 story or project, can be told in a way that's not racially divisive, but that's the point. Because all this stuff was spawned out of George Floyd and all that. Or it was right before that. But like the tensions were heating up, and Floyd was a flashpoint for it all. You became the goods and services for trade because you lost the war. Yeah. Society Reviews, what's going on? Great to see you, man. The reason for the 1619 Project is to get younger people to hate America and everything it stands for, so that in 20 to 25 years, they will surrender their rights to the rights the country was founded on. I can agree. Commander Phil's in the house. What's going on, dude? Good to see you, man. Yeah, they want division, and that's becoming more and more apparent, especially as big companies like Hulu take on projects like this. But you wouldn't want to be racist, would you? I strongly disagree with the premise of the 1619 Project. And that is largely why we're doing this right now, why I'm sitting here saying, be careful of the stuff you consume, because there's largely an agenda behind it. You know, there's almost always that agenda behind it. And I agree. I think a large reason for a lot of this stuff that's happening right now is so that the younger kids today, because those are the ones that are going on TikTok and making huge deals about a lot of the stuff that's going on. Stuff that this group, our community, just shrugs off. These people are going on TikTok. They're getting hundreds of thousands of millions of likes on things that we just sort of are like, okay. There was a whole video. I don't even know who sent it to me. One of my friends sent it to me saying like, you know, like the progressive left now is looking at, like, they're pretending as if being like a stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home wife is somehow this like progressive idea, as if they're the ones coming up with it. Like, oh, I can get so much stuff done here. Like, no, your mother and your grandmother have been doing this forever. So they can't win a war this way, so they are going to try and win by propaganda. Oh, absolutely. I think that it's more and more obvious to me as we go along. And something that I will also share is I'm going to share this with you too. Again, good friend is sharing with me some of these things, but the left can't meme, but they continue to try. As you can see here. Take her somewhere special. Community flu vaccine clinic. There's still time to get a flu vaccine. You can find flu vaccines near you. What is this? Like, for real. People eat this shit up. I just, you know, these people make me laugh. They make me laugh. Reacted nobody ever, right? Oh my God, how good job. Thank you for thinking of our health. Isn't it weird? Like, we just live in the weirdest times, man. We live in the weirdest times where people just do shit like this. Oh, I didn't see that. Let's do it together. I actually haven't watched that yet because I wanted to watch it on stream. Let's find that. I haven't seen it yet. I'll just search this because it'll come up immediately. All I did was search cringe and it was the very first thing that popped up. Yeah, let's watch this because I haven't watched it yet. I'm really excited now. We're going to do it together. What? He goes, nope, I'm out. Why? Why? I want to see. Why?
There was Alpha, then Delta, then Omicron next. But this latest variant might be the best. It's XBB.1.5. Another brand of COVID-19 has arrived. It's a new strain, but it isn't the same.
Oh, and he's ruining. What the hell is his name? The B-52s. What the hell? What the hell, Fallon?
Sounds more like Elon Musk's his name. It's XBB.1.5, not UB40 who sings red wine. Put on your mask when you're inside a facility. It could be a robot from a Star Wars trilogy. It's XBB.1.5, not OMG or MP3 or TCBY or an iChart made by a really high guy. Sounds like the password of your parents' Wi-Fi. It's XBB.1.5. XBB.1.5.
Oh my God, what the fuck just happened? What? This is not funny. This is not funny at all, dude. Why does Fallon do this? He did this before, didn't they? Or when all the people were, it was, what's that fat guy's name? What happened? What happened to this world? Yeah, man, dude, this is bad. Y'all, like this, the problem with stuff like this is that It's approachable by people who are younger than us and who A, know what comedy is, and B, understand what propaganda is. I think he was. I liked Fallon. I liked Fallon in his early days. What's up, Subhuman? Good to see you. Sergeant Herbs, what's going on? A lot of people filing in here. What's going on, everybody? Good to see you. It has become a religion. I feel the very same. I feel the same. Andy says we went through A, B, C, D, F, G before I stopped caring. Each letter has their own branch, change in variance too. Right. Prismatics, good to see you. It's been a while. Good to see you, man. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Yeah, late night used to be good. Carson, Leno, Letterman. Yeah, even Letterman went a bit woke though. The Red Ranger says someone's holding his gun to his back. You can see it in his eyes. Jimmy Fallon just wants to commit toaster bath at this point. I think so. I we're there, man. We're there. But this is like stuff like Fallon and that the CDC meme. It's all propagandized shit. It's all stuff that is meant to make you think a certain way, be emotional about something that you know nothing about, right? Like Jimmy Fallon gave us no information. He's ruining Rock Lobster for us, and he's also he's telling you something that he got a script for. He said, "Here's an extra 10 grand. Sing this song because we need young kids to identify with it and start saying we need to get this protection." It's not good. And a lot of this stuff, and because it's hard to combat stuff like this, because when stuff like this comes out, it's meant to catch kids without their parents. Like they might, the kids might be up, or young teenagers will be awake watching it, and they're seeing what's going on. And they think, oh, this guy's right. He's singing about it. He's using some fancy terms. This must be legit. We got to go right now. And you're not allowed to question this stuff either, especially on this platform. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and he says it in this. He talks about making sure when you go somewhere, when you go to the clinic, make sure you wear your diaper. Remember when folks couldn't go to the store without being attacked for not wearing a mask? Yeah. Now it's all fun singing and making skits of COVID. But it's always been like that. That's the thing, Darkopter. The big problem with all of this stuff has always been how serious was it that we needed to have adult nurses, people dancing in the street for all this stuff? Right? When things are truly bad, you understand how bad they are, right? You don't need stuff like Fallon was just doing. You don't need propaganda in serious times of need because you see everything happening around you. We didn't see that stuff. We were told it was happening, but we didn't know to what extent. Middle-aged wine moms watch The View. Yeah, they do. Yeah. It could be. It could be. But I guess here on what you would say is those moms are taking that and they're saying, okay, we need to I need to tell my kids right now. We need to go to the clinic right now. Get your face diapers and let's go. We need to get in the car because Jimmy Fallon told me that there's this new thing and this other thing will protect you against it. We're on COOF 5.0. So it's crazy, man. We're living in a very, very strange time right now. Very strange time. But you got to equip yourselves with the know-how of how to combat this. You talk to your kids and let them know you have the ability to make a choice and talk to your kids, talk to your family members about this stuff. And in some ways, we need to get ahead of it. It's the coup 5G. Yeah. BLM protests were good at stopping super spreader events. I think it might be the fire. Yeah, right. They just burned all the coof in the fire. I think you're right, actually, Andy. I think you're right. I think the reason that the BLM protests were so safe was because all the COVID burned up in the fire. Absolutely. And because all the Trump events were mostly peaceful, too. They were all peaceful. There's a bunch of people standing around. That's all it was. Terminator says, how long before Stockholm syndrome kicks in and everyone is like, it's fine? I think a lot of it already has. I still see random people driving alone with a mask. Yeah, you will. Because as long as some stuff like this exists, people will be afraid. And I see people on Twitch that are still, pumping this up as something that's like really bad. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think the data points to the fact that this is dangerous for the elderly still. Just like the flu has always been dangerous for the elderly. The flu, pneumonia, all this upper respiratory stuff is dangerous for the elderly, or people who are immunocompromised in that way. Awesome one. What's going on? Just visited some friends, family, and found out their daughter passed and found in car, possibly from the jab. See, dude, like, I don't know, I don't want to be the one to say that. And you can't really say stuff like that. Like, I couldn't openly say that here on this platform. But, concerning all like the athletes that are going on, all the stuff going on with the athletes, this is something that we really need to look into and understand, like where and why this might be happening, why it's exponentially higher now. Because again, I'm not going to say it's that, but I'm certainly not going to rule it out. It's important we understand like the amount of cardiac arrest that's affected normally healthy individuals. It's disturbing, and we need to understand why. Again, why that person is done, over with, gone in their car alone. I went through the emergency room for the COOF panic started in March 2020. I was the only patient in there, and the nurses were hanging out in my room talking to me. Right. I think it depends largely too on where you're from, how everyone reacts to this. Remember, over 1,000 medical professionals signed off that BLM, et cetera, were okay because their issue was greater than the COOF and not. Yeah, exactly. So this is an important thing. And I think someone had mentioned it earlier about how this isn't about, like, the 1619 Project in general is not about necessarily historical accuracy. Same thing with this. It's okay. The medical professionals are going to sign off on it because it's okay, because this issue is so important to the greater public, right? I don't know if you've ever heard a greater crock of shit in your life, but it's just not true. People are still spreading it the very same way, but they're going to turn around and tell you you can't go to political rallies because those are super spreader events. Remember that. I mean, I think a lot of people here do understand that, but if you're here for the first time and just go back and look at how they were advertising or reporting on certain political events versus social protest. Commander says underlying health conditions in elderly. They created underlying health conditions in young people for locking us down. Absolutely, yeah. But yeah, this predominantly affects and has always affected the elderly and the immunocompromised. The mandated J's from college students, and now they're dropping suddenly. Must be that climate change, right? I'll tell you what, I choke on cow farts all the time out here. In Utah, you got to be careful. The more cows per capita, the more you'll see people dropping. Just remember. So be careful. You heard it here first. It's an exclusive, a Shagsworth lunchtime exclusive. And he says, "Oh, and we are not supposed to point out their V status. We are not supposed to look at personal information about all sports requiring V mandates or they're fired." Yeah, you gotta be careful. We're in weird times now, but everyone's still fighting for that. You still want the social credit score, all that stuff. People will talk about the importance of social credit scores and weeding out good and bad people. Did you see the Brazil government being raided? I haven't looked at anything about it. I did see a news story this morning. I haven't fully looked into it though. But that place has been teetering on the edge for a long time. Dirt Mater says #cowtoots. Can we get cowtoots trending on Twitter? I wish we had that power. On a trip to Florida, there are cows everywhere. Hey, good luck. Good luck, because like I said, people are dropping from them cow toots. Children playing in parks or outside were super spreader events, but not violent protests, right? Yeah, you can't. They were, so at the time I was living in Hawaii, they shut down one of the most remote parks I've ever seen in my life. Like you couldn't go to this park. It was closed. Like there was tape around it. Like they were yelling at us because we were there. Like, oh, you can't be here. This park is closed. And we're like, what? Like we're outside. The sun is shining. Ultraviolet light killing everything in sight. Nope, can't be here. It's closed. So I had to walk around. Luckily there was big fields. I was like, okay, well, we're just gonna run around up there. But no, can't play on the toys that are baking in the sun all day in 90-degree heat. No way. No way. Don't use your head. Don't use common sense, you freaks. And I've said this before, but one of my biggest complaints about the past 2.5 years was the fact that during this time, it was as if everyone forgot how to take care of themselves when they're sick. They convinced every single person that we had never known up until this point how to care for each other while we were sick. They pretended as if we got sick and we went out and we coughed all over everyone. We coughed all over the surfaces, pissed all over everything. That was the impression I got from health experts. I don't know about you, but when I was sick, I stayed the fuck home. I didn't go anywhere. I get sick now. I just stay home because I don't want to get other people sick, and I don't feel like going anywhere. And when I had COVID, I didn't want to do anything. But somehow we were convinced that we were irresponsible adults and we couldn't take care of our own communities. And we had to follow these guidelines, no matter how much sense they didn't make. And don't you dare pay attention to any other health expert except for two. There's only two. And if you question them, you're questioning science. Remember that. Affluent says, my dad got pulled over for driving on an empty road on a Wednesday morning. Cop kept asking him why he was out driving. Right. Like as if you oh, why am I out? I'm just driving. Oh, and here's an interesting thing, way off topic, but in the whole big government thing. So I got pulled over this morning. My registration was a little expired. Apologize. But they were able to run my plate and see my phone number. They got so much information off my plate. I didn't even know you can get all this information. They're like, oh, I don't see your insurance. And I said, well, I haven't given it to you yet. I'm actually getting it from my wife on the phone. She goes, oh, okay, because it says here it hasn't been updated since December 15th or October 15th. And I said, well, I have it. Hold on. It was just like, and then she's like, oh, is your number still this? And I'm like, what? My phone number? Is it still that? I don't know. When did I give you my phone number? Were we supposed to go on a date? It was the weirdest interaction I've had. The lady was really nice. I'll give her super patient lady. Awesome. But yeah, I was like, what? What the hell? Fauci said, I am the science. So you're right. Don't question that guy. Right. And if you don't know, and a lot of people here know, but again, people who are maybe watching this for the first time, you have to understand science has always been about questioning what's been happening before. So you always question science. It's okay. A bunch of scientists once agreed that the earth was flat, right? We hear that example all the time, but it was true. At one point, everyone believed Earth was flat, and if you said the Earth was round, you're a heretic. No one wanted to believe you. But through the scientific method, many experiments, we discovered, oh my God, the Earth is round. And many other things. Doesn't matter what it is. It's an easy example to use. I know it's overused. People will probably say, oh, the Earth is flat example. Don't care. It's important to know that it's okay to question this stuff. It's okay to question what's going on. And that's what is turning a lot of people off from this shit, is that, like, what woke me up was like, what do you mean you can't question it? You have these doctors, these, clinical doctors that work with people all the time, every single day, are having a different experience, but they're being, like, their videos are being taken down immediately. Why? Why can't you ask the question? Because the doctors are getting frustrated and they're saying, this is bullshit. Usually I can speak my mind on this stuff and not be blackballed. You have a doctor, from a different country saying that this particular medication worked for us. A combination of these two medications worked for us. And did you know, like I was reading a book recently about psychology, and I guess it was psychiatry, but a lot of psychiatry, which is like in psychology, is not necessarily guesswork, but it's generalizations about, certain conditions. It's wild, man. Like, so what they were doing is, a lot of times when they have, bipolar, schizophrenia, they are using combinations of medication that they know use, but a lot of times it's just guesswork. And a lot of what happened in the beginning with the COOF was just that. There's people, they were trying to get a handle on what was going on. They were trying to use medications that already existed, right? Because we don't have a vaccination against flus. So they were trying different combinations of medicines that had worked for similar things. And they started discovering, oh my God, this worked. And if they brought it up, oh my God, that was wrong. Can't do that, because guess what? That's not making anyone money. We can't make money with that. So what? We can't push that. It's bizarre. And here I am going on a rant because it's lunchtime. It's called practicing medicine for a reason. Exactly. AH has new plate readers now on some stoplights. Capture plate number, displays personal info, is stored with the driver's license based on registration. Yeah, that's very obvious. Like I said, it became very obvious this morning when she was able to get my phone number and everything from that very thing. Again, it is what it is, but what are you going to do? I mean, be aware your information is out there. It's it's there for people to see. There are still people who believe the Earth is flat. The wrestler AJ Styles is one notable person. Yeah, you know what, man? I don't get it, dude. I don't get it. I mean, I would be astonished to find out that it actually is, if it is, but I mean, I don't know. I look up in the sky and I see a floating moon that's a ball. I can only imagine that the rest of the bodies, celestial bodies that we see, are circles, and we can't be the only one that's flat. But hey, what do I know? I'm just a lowly cretin here in the YouTube space. But I have to say, y'all are fucking awesome, by the way. Y'all are making the YouTube dream come true. We've really been killing it over the past month. Like, I did not expect the influx of support that I've seen in the past month ever. And it's truly been eye-opening. And I look forward to, putting out more stuff like this. I'm talking celestial propaganda, right? Yeah, it's wild, man. But let me tell you something, guys. That is how we do lunchtime. That is how we do lunchtime, because it's quick, it's easy, it's digestible. I don't even know how long this was. I don't even know how long it was. This was perfect, though. It was perfect. 45 minutes. Boom, bing, boom, bam, in and out. We got to watch the trailer for the 1619 project. We got to check out a little bit of propaganda. What's up, Silvar? Good to see you, man. But I want to thank everyone for joining. That is going to do it for the lunchtime stream here on my channel. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys like this video, share it out to your friends. We can watch the VOD afterwards if you happen to miss it. I really, really appreciate everyone being here. This, like I said, the support over the last month has been absolutely insane. I thank you guys so much. This Wednesday is obviously the midweek hump like we do every single week, starting at 9 p.m. Mountain Time. I have Ruined Leon joining us for an awesome discussion. I can't wait. I have a couple of videos in mind because I am watching some stuff that's going on Netflix. There's a couple shows coming out that I really want to cover. So please stay tuned to that. Otherwise, you can check out the archive down below. The Master Roast is something that I've done in the past, talking about shows that I've watched. If you need to brush up on what I usually talk about, I do have a video in mind also for the Minority Report because, it's actually a bad movie. There's my hot take for the day. The Minority Report is a bad movie. Anyways, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you hanging out. That's it for me today. Go be productive. Stop sitting on your hands. Stop fucking eating a bowl of ice cream middle of the day. Get to it. Follow me on Rumble. You can check out the Discord. My links are down below. Join Discord, join Rumble, join Odyssey, and we'll see you guys Wednesday night. I promise. Peace. Where's the button? Where's the button?
I like to put stuff online.